case briefs, and so much more. LSDat's got what you're looking for.
In a landmark 1981 case, National Assent of Pharmaceutical Manufacturers v. Food and Drug Administration, the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit affirmed the authority of the FDA to establish rules governing drug manufacturing. The case hinged on the question of whether or not the FDA had overstepped its legislative bounds by implementing its current Good Manufacturing Practice, CGMP, regulations. These regulations were born out of the 1962 Drug Amendments, a legislative effort to improve drug regulation, and were necessary to ensure public safety by preventing the distribution of adulterated drugs. However, to be valid and enforceable, these regulations needed to be subjected to fair and lawful procedures, guided by the Administrative Procedure Act. The focal point of the dispute was whether the FDA had followed these procedural requirements when it defined the CGMP requirements in 1976. The lower court previously erred in its judgment by not applying the correct regulation procedures. This controversial decision led the case to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, which took into account the legislative history of the drug amendments of 1962 and the involved administrative procedures. Taking into account the evolution of drug policies in America and the clear intent of the drug amendments enacted by Congress in 1962, the court ruled in favor of the FDA. It declared that the authority of the FDA to establish binding regulations under Section 701A was legitimate as long as they observed notice and comment procedures. In its decision, the court reasserted the procedural balance between legislative bodies and the administrative state, affirming that agencies like the FDA could exercise rulemaking powers if they align with the enabling legislation and follow notice and comment procedures. This ruling bolstered the FDA's power to enforce safety standards in drug manufacturing, ensuring the well-being of consumers.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSDat's got what you're looking for. Visit LSD.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class